Comes from Steve Botari.
Adam, thank you. We turn to the topic of immigration. Congressman Pappas, this year you voted for legislation that would strengthen deportation standards for foreign nationals who commit certain crimes, like Social Security fraud or DUI or fleeing from Border Patrol in a car. But what about those who are violating U.S. law simply by being here illegally? Should they be deported, or are you saying people should only be deported if they're doing that plus committing additional crimes?
Well, I think those instances you mentioned, the crimes that people are committing, absolutely. They should be deported immediately if they are picked up and if they are arrested for those violations. With respect to immigration, we've got to make sure that we have a stable situation at the border. And that's why I have pushed the Biden administration to develop policies through executive orders that can help create a more secure situation at the border. But we need Congress to act here. And that's why we do need to take up the bipartisan legislation that is pending and is stuck in Congress right now because of political reasons, because the Republican nominee for president wants to keep this out there as an issue he can use in the campaign, as opposed to allowing us to come together and solve the problem. One of the issues in that bill that will address what you're getting at is the reform of our asylum laws. The fact is, someone shouldn't be waiting 5 years to get a judgment on their case. We need to do that in a much swifter fashion. We should be allowing people to apply for asylum from their home country so they're not undertaking a dangerous journey to get here to the United States. And we should be resourcing our Customs and Border Protection with the manpower and the technology that they need to keep our country safe. That's only common sense, but we need Congress to act to address this problem.
And Councilor Prescott, one of former President Trump's priorities, if reelected, is a mass deportation of undocumented immigrants. You recently said that deporting, that is, immigrants who are here illegally would be money well spent to ensure American safety. There's a recent UNH report out saying that these deportations at the scale that former President Trump is talking about wouldn't just have the initial cost, somewhere in the range of $300 billion of government spending. It would also result in losses to the U.S. economy somewhere in the range of $700 billion to $1.7 trillion. You've talked a lot here tonight about fiscal conservatism. Is the economic impact worth it?
Yes, because we need to enforce our laws. Those laws were promulgated by Republicans and Democrats. Our laws have allowances for asylum. If we determine, instead of just letting people come here illegally, just letting them through the gate, if we determine when they're here, if they actually can go back to their home country and still be safe and they don't qualify for asylum, that is what we should do, because that is where you have to draw the line, is our laws that are promulgated by Democrat and also Republican administrations. If we don't, what we're doing is saying it's okay to cut in line, it's okay to pay a mobster group down in Mexico and have them bring you across the border. That's what's causing all of this drug trafficking, because people can just jump the line. If we are very, very strong on our border policies, we can reduce illegal immigration by 70% overnight. We need to do that.